Welcome in, guys, to the end of season two for the Otago Vaults. That's gone around pretty quickly. Yeah, we'll go over some of the tables where we finished for the season. The first class comp finished on 53 points with just the one win, two losses, and five draws. We're about the same as last season, except I think we only had one loss and maybe an extra draw there. But Northern District's running out the winners in that competition, and as so, because they've got a lot of black caps in their team. One Day Cup, we're competitive in the One Day Cup at least. We finished in fifth place, one place better than last season. We didn't have any wins season one, so that's a remarkable improvement, to say the least, being in contention right to the end there. 20 over trophy, what a run we had. Just, you got to remember too, we had Fred Sutherland away at the Big Bash, and he's one of our key players. Like, other players stepped up to the plate there. Now we're going to look at the statistics for the season, the player records for the Otago side. So where are we, Otago? There we go. The first class and the current year, to say the least. So pretty much put the runs there. Markadeer, I think he scored a few runs for us. He didn't score that many. Yeah, 164, high score of 57, 27.33. So that's why he's way at the top there. Hamish Rutherford, what a good season he had. He was solid at the top, 761 runs at 58.54. Tom Bruce, 652 runs at 50.15. It's good to see the senior batsmen that have been around the first class scene a long time stepping up. Same with Cooper, 8 games, 624 runs at 48. Not as glamorous as last season, but Cooper did the job up front, which I was happy with. Kelly, 506 runs at 56.22. Fred Sutherland, he only played 5 games, but 496 runs at 62. Two magnificent hundreds when he was coming back from Big Bash and obviously international duty with the Black Caps. Finn Allen, 273 runs at 27.3. That's numbers better than what he's done in other seasons. So a couple of fighting 50s there. Want to get that average above 30 by the end of his career would be quite nice. Phillips, 183 games at 30.5. That's a wee bit disappointing for Phillips, but he was batting a wee bit low, considering. One of the disappointments of the first class campaign was Dean Foxcroft, 177 runs at 19.67. He may only have 1 year left on his deal, and we may not re-sign him. Rahan had that one score of 77, didn't do too much else. And that's pretty much it for the batting. Now the bowling. Markadeer struggled a wee bit in the first class comp, as you saw before. Duffy was really good, 37 wickets at 32.24, around his career average. 24 wickets at 39 for Michael Ray. He bowled good in patches, just didn't get enough wickets to really have stand out from the season before. And Shane Williams, 4 matches. A shame that he got injured. 22 wickets at 23.68. Looks like a real find for us. Give Shane a couple more seasons, and I think he'll be hopefully getting a contract for the Black Caps. Muller, 10 wickets at 56.5, incredibly disappointing, along with Foxcroft, to tell you the truth. And Angus McKenzie got the 3 games there, 1 wicket for 366, the average. So we're moving on to the one-day competition now, where we were a lot better than last season, which is really good. We'll just bring up Markadeer's statistics for Otago. 66 is highest score, 150, average of 27.62. Again, solid numbers for Markadeer. And 17 wickets at 29.71. I was pretty happy with Markadeer in the limited overs stuff, to say the least. He was good. He was a good signing. Fred Sutherland, his average was a wee bit low for this season, but you've got to factor in the 9 games that he played for the Black Caps. Pretty much for the Otago side, his average would have been a wee bit higher for that. But we'll talk a little bit about Fred after the analysis of the whole team. Bruce, 10 games, 365 runs at 36.5. Again, another good year for Bruce. Rutherford, 330 runs at 47.14 to back up that first class form. Henry Cooper, 284 runs at 40.57. He didn't really stand out in the campaign, but an average of 40 is nothing to be snuffed at. It's pretty good. Would have probably loved Finn Allen to average a bit more than that 22, but he did provide us some entertaining highlights at times. He got that 94. His strike rate's around about 100, but yeah, some of those averages have to improve, but you got to factor in Finn Allen's only 23, and he's played a lot of cricket already around the world, so that will only put Finn Allen in better form into years to come. Phillips, 199 runs at 33.17. That's reasonable numbers, but considering where his bats. Kelly, 170 runs at 28.33. He did a solid job when he was called in. Foxcroft, again, yeah, all I can say about Foxcroft, he had a pretty terrible year. Muller, 105 runs at 26.25. Neil Broom played a lot more games than what I thought. Chipped in a few handy runs there, but you can't expect too much from Broom because he's 39. Probably retired now, I'd say. And now to the wicket takers. Jacob Duffy, 15 wickets at 33.93. Solid enough, but we would have loved to have averaged under 30 if we were going to make the semi-finals there. Ray, 13 wickets at 33.15. Foxcroft got that fifer, but still 11 wickets at 43.82. He was okay, to say the least. Williams, 8 wickets at 37.12, but the comedy rate was pretty good. Decent rookie year for Williams, but we'll be looking to improve on that average going into next season. Muller and McKenzie were reasonably disappointing, although McKenzie did all right in the one-day comp. The best year we've had for a 20 over cricket. So the current year, Finn Allen played 52 matches, incredibly. Fred Sutherland played basically all in the Big Bash, so we didn't get to see too much of Fred there. Hanrahan, same thing. Neil Broom pretty much was brilliant throughout the 20 over campaign. We'll just quickly click Neil Broom again for his statistics for his year. 350s, high score of 77, decent strike rate as well. Like, you had to pick a guy that's in form regardless of age. Age is only a number if you are performing. Mark Adair, I thought was really good in the 20 over stuff for us as well. You guys have seen his screenshot before. Kelly, 11 matches, 227 runs at 37.83 was quite good. Hamish Rutherford was pretty quiet throughout the campaign, only averaging 20. 184 runs for Bruce at 23. Probably would have loved a higher average than that. Foxcroft, this was his best format. 132 runs at 22, bats way down the order. The bowling was the reason why we won the comp, effectively. Michael Ray, 20 wickets at 16.75. I think Adair was 17.91 or something for us. Duffy, 16 wickets at 19.12. We had 3 bowlers restricting sides. That was humongous for us. And even Muller, 15 wickets at 21.53 was quite good. Foxcroft, 10 wickets at 23.3. And Williams, 8 wickets at 23.62, including that 3 for in the final, which was pretty impressive for the youngster. So overall thoughts for the year for Otago is an improvement on last season. We're going steadily in the right direction. In the recruitment, we definitely need to find a quality spinner somehow. If not, we've got to build on our seam attack a little bit more. Need another wicket keeper in anyway, because I think we'll move Max Chu and that on. We're probably going to need a few batsmen. I think Broom will probably retire, and we probably won't have Hanarawan back next season. So just definitely got to build the depth up there. Usually I'd end the video here, but we'll go over some of the performances for New Zealand this season, in particular the Cricket World Cup, just where Fred Sutherland was picked, and just go over some of his performances for you guys that haven't seen the episodes with him being called up. So the World Cup opener for New Zealand, they beat South Africa by 4 wickets, South Africa 319 for 6. And obviously we're just looking at Fred Sutherland. Fred Sutherland was probably directed here to go for it. So 16 off 11, 1-4-1-6. Got out to Mulder, the all-rounder from South Africa, who's made a pretty good start to his career. So yeah, not a bad start there for Fred. So you can't blame him for going for that, because they were chasing a pretty monumental score. Bangladesh won this by 5 wickets. You're going to see a bit of a theme here. So Fred struggled a little bit against the spin. So he went out to Hassan. I think that was the only wicket. No, he would have went out to Mahedi Hassan. Yeah, so he went out to the all-rounder again. 3 off 6 for Fred. Afghanistan shocked us by 4 wickets, posted 270 for 7. Fred Sutherland run out for 15 off 22 deliveries. Probably a terrible run knowing this game. That would have dented his confidence a wee bit. Then we played Ireland, the Black Caps. So we'll see both the performance here. Markadere didn't bat. He bats pretty low for Ireland here, by the way. Tector was really good, 99 of 67 there for them. Unbelievable. Everyone had a terrible... Ravindra, 3 for 102. What a terrible day at the office. And 317 all out. Fred played a pretty good cameo, 38 off 18. Probably needed to kick on there for the New Zealand side there, as Ireland picked up a famous win. By then we're out of the World Cup probably by then. We played Pakistan, 205, and he was dismissed by Musa Khan for 3. So yeah, just wee bit down on confidence. A good experience for a 20-year-old, you have to say, just going through some of these performances. The match was abandoned. Mitchell Stark picking up the wicket of Fred there. India won this by 4 wickets. Fred Sutherland's best score of the tournament, 52 or 51, 6 boundaries. And that just shows me that Fred is up to the level. It's going to be a shame because we probably won't get to see him much for Otago, but it's good to see one of our own youth players signed on season 1 already in the side. This shows you the quality of scouting on Fred. And we'll click his statistics at the end just to show everyone as well. So we've got the West Indies in that next game. 333 hit Meyer and 142. And Fred got 7 off 6. So yeah, a lot of low scores here for Fred, and we beat England in the final game with Fred picking up 31 off 44 out to Tom Curran there with Williamson. He had a pretty good tournament, Williamson, to say the least. But yeah, just looking at Fred this season, we'll just quickly scroll to his name. Great big bash, 650s and 100 at a high score of 121 for the Perth Scorchers. Perth would be absolutely ecstatic with that average of 52 during the season. I wouldn't be surprised if he was one of the top run scorers in that comp. So I'd say we'll be back at Perth next season, so we'll miss him for the Super Smash campaign. But good on Fred. Hopefully Fred picks up a contract elsewhere as well, a few 20-over contracts, gets a little bit of experience. Maybe get a wee bit of time for the Black Caps as well going forward. But another thing, just one more thing before we bring up the 2 development players. You saw some improvement towards the back end of the season for both Kitson and Truscott. A couple of them picking up 4 fizz and that. We want that to be a little bit more consistent going into Season 2. They probably won't get any time Season 2, but Season 3, the 3rd year of their contract, which is what I'm referring to, they'll probably get a little bit more time then to see if they're up to the level. A couple of games here and there, and maybe one will get a contract, and maybe one will be moved on. But yeah, hopefully enjoyed the analysis there, guys. Once again, there'll be links in the description to the Discord. I don't need to promote about it. I want to get an international cricket section set up there where we can talk matches and that. If you're keen on joining that, just hit me up down below. But for now, guys, we'll see you for the recruitment special, and hopefully it's a good one.